What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wrestler's Pit. I'm Nick. Don't got B with me right now, but I just wanted to get this video out to you guys to just discuss pretty much what went down with Clash of Champions. Yeah, I know. Got the shades on, got the hurt heel on. You know, it's just a little bit different today. It's just me, and let's just get right to it. The show was absolutely amazing, and we will discuss the entire show in full on Wrestler's Pit later on this week, but I want to talk about right now the final 4 matches. Wow, dude. The last 4 matches were simply phenomenal. AJ, love you, but these matches, phenomenal matches. So great. I mean, you just gotta love them, and you kick it off with one of the best matches of the night. You have Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. And might I say, the production on this show was wonderful. It was some of the best I've seen in years. I loved the lighting every single time they were announcing the championship matches. It just felt so different than what we've always gotten. It kind of felt like it was supposed to be a big deal, and that's all I want. That's all I'm asking for. So it was great. I loved it, and I hope you guys did too. But back to Sasha and Becky. Wow, I mean, going into this, I did not have big hopes for Sasha whatsoever. I was not expecting that to happen, and I mean, me and B always joke, B calls Sasha a crybaby, and I'm inclined to agree with what he says. And because she kind of was back in the day, and she's a good wrestler, but she botches a lot, and I mean, stuff happens in the ring, nothing's perfect. But this match just was so great, and I know a lot of people were upset, oh, I didn't do a disqualification, but I mean, like, come on, like, that was solid. That was some really solid wrestling, and the disqualification lets the story continue. It lets it go on past what we're at right now. And, I mean, I hate short-term booking. I don't like that. I like the long-term. I want to see like a 6-month feud, and that's what I'm hoping to see out of this. I think it can be great, and I hope you do too. And Becky's still the champion, and I am so happy that Becky's the champ, because I don't want to see Sasha as the Raw Women's Champion anytime soon. And I'm glad that we can keep this with Becky, keep her going. The man's here, dude. The man is here, and she is one of the best. And then we move right on to the Viper, Randy Orton, challenging Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. And, I mean, they made up for SummerSlam in this match. Like, I'm pretty sure all of the Final 4 matches went close to or just around 20 minutes. And that's what they really needed, considering the beginning of the show. So many of the matches were under 10 minutes. They were mostly short. So I'm really glad that the matches started to pick up. The length was longer. The matches were better. And this match was so great. Not trying to knock any of the tag team matches, because those tag matches were solid. But these matches, they had the length, they had the storytelling, especially this match. And Randy Orton really showed out, even though he didn't get the victory. Kofi Kingston's still a champion. But, I mean, just so great. They did well. They did exactly what they needed to do. And I mean, like, come on. What else do you want from Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston? They're amazing wrestlers. Kofi's more of a high flyer. Randy's more of a technician. And they just worked the match perfectly. Got the crowd invested. It was great. It was totally better than what they did at SummerSlam. So I'm just happy that that's what we got this time around. And, I mean, even though I picked Randy Orton, I guess the right guy did win in the end. So, hey, who am I to judge the booking of Vince McMahon? I'm Nick, and I will judge him, but not for this. Not for this. This was pretty solid. I enjoyed this, and we moved right along to the only non-championship match of the night. Rowan versus Roman. And, wow, my expectations were blown away in this match. Like, I was not expecting this to even be close. Like, I know it's just, like, no disqualification, and you gotta expect some, like, cool stuff and everything like that throughout the match, but we had a great return. Luke Harper is back the Bludgeon Brothers, or part of the Wyatt family, or whatever you want to call them. Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, back together again. Thank you, WWE. Luke Harper's amazing. So thank you for giving us that. And sorry guys if I'm just going crazy right now, just talking and talking and talking. I know, but I mean, the show is great. I'm recording this right as the show ended, so this is like a complete, like genuine reaction to the show, and I thought it was absolutely awesome. Like, it was a decent pay-per-view altogether, but the end of the show, the final 4 matches, really stood out to me and really were like proving that like they're really trying to change. You can tell that Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff, they had stuff all throughout this show, and I mean, I was a fan, especially at the end. I was a big fan. Maybe not the beginning stuff. The beginning stuff was good, wasn't the greatest, but the end was awesome. And Eric Rowan and Roman showed out. They had a phenomenal match. I keep on using phenomenal. I'm sorry, I only like using that when I'm talking about AJ Styles. But this is an exception right now. I mean, it was great. Like, it was great. And maybe not phenomenal. This match I shouldn't use phenomenal for. But it was great. And this is just a totally unscripted, even though nothing on this channel is scripted, by the way. But it was just genuine reaction. It just happened. I'm kind of hyped about it. That's why I wanted to get this video out to you guys. And I thought it was awesome. And they put on a show. The crowd was invested. Even though it was so late. It was late in the night. They were in North Carolina. So it was probably around 10 o'clock. People were probably getting tired. They'd been there since 6 o'clock. Like 4 hours later, they're still going. They're still hyped. And Luke Harper showing up. They were cheering him. Welcome back. They loved it. And I cannot wait to see where this goes from here. I'm guessing Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns versus Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Maybe in Hell in a Cell. I would love to see it in a Hell in a Cell match, but maybe it's just a normal tag match. Who knows? But I'm hoping this is inside Hell in a Cell. And that's what this next match that we had is probably going to be at the following pay-per-view, because we had Braun Strowman, we had Seth Rollins, and I mean, they hit all their spots. They did everything so well. Braun Strowman with that splash off the top rope, that form was awesome. He didn't do that like classic thing that big guys always do where like their feet hit first. None of that. He went right down, did the splash. It was great. I enjoyed it. The whole match was wonderful. And it was the second match that they wrestled on the night, and they went another 20 minutes. Like, that is some pretty solid stuff from one amazing wrestler, maybe one of the best, easily one of the best in the world, but maybe the best in the world. And Braun Strowman, who is that monster, that guy that, like, the guy WWE loves. They love the monsters, and even though he lost this match, he does not look weak at all. He came out of this match looking maybe stronger than he has looked in a long, long, long time. He really showed out in this match, and he really proved that he can be a top star in the company, not just the guy who runs around flipping stuff over and stuff like that. So I'm really happy, and I was really engaged in this match, and it kept my attention fully through. And it was cool to see Seth Rollins break out the pedigree again, and 4 curb stomps to put away Braun Strowman. You can't say that's a burial. That is literally the only way to make Braun Strowman look strong still, and that's exactly what they did. If anything, it makes Seth look a little weak. But you know what? You can't make the best look weak. So, I mean, just wow. And honestly, I thought the show was over. They did the classic NXT thing. They put up the watermark in the corner, and I was like, I was really hoping for Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, to come out and like just attack somebody. I was hoping he'd attack Braun. I didn't want him to attack Seth, but I know they want to push him with the Universal title and everything like that. So I guess that's okay. Guess I'm fine with that. But, I mean, hey, it was awesome. You thought the show was over, and then you just hear that screech. The lights go out, and Seth gets hit with the Sister Abigail. Like, that was awesome. The lights go out again. You think that's it. The show's over. Bray Wyatt attacked Seth Rollins. But that's not it. Now, He's standing there. He's got Seth just sitting in front of him. He's holding him up by his hair. He puts the hurt up to the side of his head and hits him with the mandible claw, and he just finishes him. He just, it was so great. He takes him out. Bray Wyatt is standing tall at the end of the night. The Fiend is challenging for the Universal title, hopefully in a Hell in a Cell match. If it's not in a Hell in a Cell match, I don't want to see it as much as, I want to see the match, but not as much as I would if it was in Hell in a Cell, so please make sure this match is inside Hell in a Cell. And, I mean, the show was great. Like, I don't even know what else to say about this show. I really liked it. It was different. It just felt different. I feel like WWE's really starting to pick it up now that they're getting ready to move over to Fox, because normally the fall is when the shows start to slack, because sitcoms and all like the normal TV shows are coming back on, so people, like, they know that the ratings are going to drop. They know that they're going to drop. And right now, because they're moving to Fox, because they're getting NXT on Wednesday nights on USA, all this stuff, they know that they have to keep it up, get it going, make sure that they show out on these pay-per-views, especially with AEW right around the corner. And this show was a good step in the right direction. They're climbing the mountaintop, trying to get back to where they were in the late 90s, early 2000s. And maybe they're never going to get those ratings. You're never going to get 8 million people watching wrestling on any given night again. But in the world of streaming, in the world that wrestling's pretty much more popular than it has ever been, I feel like they can start filling these arenas soon if they keep on going up the mountain and they don't just fall back into their old ways and hit right back to the bottom. You don't want to go back to the rock bottom. And yeah, I'm not calling it the rock there, but just don't hit rock bottom. Just keep climbing that mountain and you'll find exactly what you need. So, I mean, great show. Clash of Champions, solid. It was a solid show. Thank you for joining me on this rant. I know I just had to get it out to you because I just felt like this show was so different and I enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me. Holla at your koala. One love. See you guys. Thanks very much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe down below to us here on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestlers Pit. One love. See you guys.